Whenever you are. Excuse me. Ready? Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Madera County Board of Supervisors. We will call this meeting to order. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
There are no additions.
And County Council, will you read the closed session items in, please?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, good morning. There are a handful of items for your closed session. The first being conference with your labor negotiators. The agency designated representatives are Shanika Dixon, your Director of Human Resources, and Sabrina Mendez, Human Resources Manager. Where discussion is employee organizations, all unit, not elected officials, with regards to unrepresented employees. That's under Government Code Section 54957.6. Under Government Code Section 54957, there's a discussion related to the public employee employment of the county administrative officer. Under Government Code Section 54956.9, subsection D1, there are 3 existing litigation matters. The first is Cardozo with several plaintiffs versus the Madera County Groundwater Sustainability Agency. That's a Madera County Superior Court case, and the case number is on the agenda. The second is Valley Groundwater Coalition versus the County of Madera. And the final is an Eastern District case. That's a U.S. District Court. That is JA, the initials of a minor buying through their guardian ad litem versus the County of Madera. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment on any of these items?
None online.
Seeing none, we will recess into closed session. Thank you. Not yet. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Madera County Board of Supervisors. It is Tuesday, July 15th. County Council, do we have any reportable actions out of closed session?
Madam Chair, there are no reportable actions from closed session. Thank you.
Thank you. And we will begin with finding the correct page on this agenda. Sorry. At this time, we will open and close the meeting in memory of. Any of my colleagues wish to mention someone? No. Okay, thank you very much. And we will have our invocation by Pastor Dennis Sylvester of First Assembly of God. And we'll have Tristan lead us in the flag salute, please.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Good morning, everyone. Let's pray. Our Father in heaven, we are grateful to you and we want our gratitude to go before you before we ask anything. We're grateful for the country that we live in. We thank you for the many blessings of our nation. We're thankful that you have favored us in so many good ways. Recognize our country isn't perfect, but we're grateful to be citizens thereof. Now we pray your blessing upon our community and our county, greater area that is served here. I pray for your blessing and direction as the meeting progresses. We're grateful to you again for all of your help. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the nation.
Okay, first item on the agenda is public comment. The first 15 minutes of each regular session are set aside for members of the public to address the board on any matter under the jurisdiction of the board, but not appearing on the agenda. The board will not take action on any items presented under public comment. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Anyone addressing the board is asked to print their name clearly on the speaker sheet at the podium and state their name and county of residence for the record. Do we have any public comment? Come on up.
Thank you, Board. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you, Madam Chair, and the Board for accepting written comment last week. I didn't realize that the agenda had been updated on the 4th of July, so thank you for accepting those comments. Since I'm up here, I just want to share my motivation for coming to these meetings and my roots in the community, why I'm here. My grandfather was a battalion chief at the Cal Fire Horse Gold Firehouse when CDF opened that house, made a transition from the U.S. Forest Service. My uncle Marvin, aka Fred Stevens, was a Madera County planner for 20 years. And my father sold the last property that the tribe needed to develop Chuck Chancey Gold Resort. So the well and water tower now stand on the property that I spent half of my childhood in. So I attend these meetings on behalf of hardworking folks that can't be here and participate in their local government, folks that are unaware of what's going on with their local government, and folks that may have given up on their local government. So I thank you all for your service and forward to attending meetings. Thank you again.
Thank you. Anyone else? Come on up.
Good morning, Board, Madera County. My name is Indy. I'm here on behalf of Congressman Adam Gray. Just a small ledge update. The Congressman's been very busy back in DC working on legislation and bipartisan legislation for our Valley farm workers, our Valley farmers, and protecting our water supplies. And for our Valley veterans, back in June, he was able to introduce to the floor his Stop Troubling Retroactive Invoices for Veterans Expenses, aka the STRIVE Act, which would limit copay costs for veterans seeking care in VA facilities. He has a lot of bipartisan support on this, so we believe it will be passed. And of course, healthcare has been a huge issue in the communities like Madera, where we just reopened the Madera Community Hospital. Of course, with the passage of HR 1, aka the Big Beautiful Bill, Madera community is at risk of closure, and the congressman condemned the bill and explained why he voted no on it, which would blow up our federal deficit, increase our national debt, raise healthcare premiums on Valley families, and put our Valley hospitals at risk of closing. The congressman will continue to work and ensure our federal government's harsh attacks on our rural communities won't leave us without a hospital again. If you guys need any federal assistance with Social Security, veterans benefits, HUD housing permits, and IRS, anything of the sort, I'm happy to announce that I will be doing my mobile district office hours, not just at Madera City Hall, but next week, Tuesday, the 22nd from 11 to 2 p.m. I will be at the Madera Ranchos Public Library. I'll be in one of the rooms. I can't remember what it was called, but I will be there to serve you guys with any federal assistance needs. If you miss me that day, the next day I will be back at Madera City Hall from 1 to 4 p.m. In my regular spot. Thank you.
Thank you, India. Anyone else? Come on up. If anyone else has a comment, just if you'd like to line up, that'd be helpful. Good morning.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to read a letter.
You can state your name, please.
Yes, my name is Micaela Contreras.
Thank
If
you.
I can pass the flyers, is that okay?
Head of the County Council. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Micaela Contreras, a dedicated mother of three, a lifelong Madera resident, and an active member of leader of Madera Splash Pad Project. I'm here today to advocate for a splash pad park, a safe, engaging water play zone to be considered in our city. I've lived in Madera my entire life. My siblings and I grew up in this wonderful city surrounded by nature, almond orchards, vineyards, creating lasting family memories. My childhood was filled with outdoor play, from splashing in sprinklers in our gardens to visiting local parks. I've watched the city grow and evolve over time. I'm incredibly fortunate to have grown up in Madera, a city that has given my family and me so much. I'm excited for the opportunity to give back by helping create this wonderful new amenity for our community. As a parent, I'm committed to creating inclusive and engaging outdoor options for all children in our city, especially those with special needs. I would love to see a universally accessible park designed to be enjoyed by people of all ages and abilities in our community. A splash pad is an ideal solution. Its unique design welcomes diverse abilities, offering a safe zero-depth water zone, a unique opportunity for sensory exploration, physical development, and social interaction, making it an incredible, inclusive space where every child can participate. A splash pad in Madera would provide a much-needed outdoor recreational option for children and their families. This water play area would provide relief from the summer heat. In addition, with the growing challenge of excessive screen time, providing accessible and engaging outdoor options is essential for our community. A splash pad would be a perfect addition to our community. It would provide a safe, fun, and refreshing space for children to play and create lasting memories. By investing in a splash pad, we are improving the health and well-being of our community. I hope you can support this project and help make Madera an even better place for our children and future generations. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, Supervisor.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
Do you have an idea of a figure that what the project will cost?
Well, we've looked into it. We've done a little bit of research, and it could go from 300,000 to like a mil. I mean, it just depends what kind of design the city would like to do, but it could go. I searched a little bit as well, more like economical ones, like which are smaller splash pads. It would be like 150,000. So, yeah, it just varies depending on the size. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Micaela. Anyone else?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Yolanda Contreras. I live in District 2. My address is 19 486 Road 20. I'm a mother of 4 and a grandma of 1. I'm going to pass out a letter, and I'm just, this letters we did send them out to the supervisors back in November, December of last year. And you know, we took a small break, but we're here again advocating for this splash pad. And basically, I just want to be grateful and say thank you to Jessica Melgoza. We met with her last week. We were not expecting to meet with her or with anybody. We just kind of walked in, and you know, it was very welcoming. So we I just want to appreciate that. And basically, what Micaela said, we have hot summers here in Madera and in the Central Valley, as you guys know. I lived here 40 plus years. And we refreshed in whatever is possible to our economics, right? But I do feel that we do need something that is safe for our children, and not just for our children, right? I think everyone here has, you know, ties to a child in the county. But anyway, I just want to appreciate that. Say thank you to Jessica. And I hope that, you know, you guys have an opportunity to read this letter. It was written we have a team of a splash pad team. Um, we are moms, we are professional, we are citizens of Madera. And we just appreciate it if you guys can maybe collaborate maybe with the city, Madera Unified, so to make this possible. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Justin McComb, Deputy Chief of Operations now is my new title. I just wanted to inform the board I have accepted a promotion within the Madera Mariposa Merced unit to the Deputy Chief. I didn't really have a speech. I no easy way of breaking it to you. It is a dream of mine that I even obtained this position as Assistant Chief overseeing the Madera Division and being a resident of this county. My journey goes on. At this point, I get to oversee the operations of all 3 counties now. So in the meantime, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be at the helm here in Madera until a replacement's found, and I will update you that we are actively in that process. So it's a little bit bittersweet, but at the end of the day, I will still have some oversight over Madera and in addition to the other 3 counties. So thank you for your time.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Did you have something to add, Supervisor McCauley?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I like that last part where you said you're not going anywhere. So I appreciate that.
Just want to thank you for, everything you've done for Madera County, since you've come in here to manage, fire here at the county. Obviously, we had a great ribbon cutting, last week or the week before. Wouldn't have been there without you. So again, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment online?
None online.
I will close public comment and move on to the consent. All matters listed under consent are considered to be routine and enacted by one motion. Have any members wishing to pull or discuss an item?
Yeah, I just want to make a quick comment on item B. Kind of a
As in
B is in boy, B is in Bobby, actually.
B as in Bobby.
So it's a rather small item, just a lease agreement between the Eastern Madera County Fire Safe Council and the county. But really what this does, putting our partners in fire safety inside our county offices, it just creates more opportunities for us to collaborate on fire safe activities. So it's a great thing for the county, great thing for Eastern Madera County, and great thing for the Fire Safe Council. So they're here today. I'm not sure if they have anything they wanted to share, but just wanted to flag that. So thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment on the consent calendar?
None online.
We have none online. I'll close public comment.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a first and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Rogers.
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras.
Yes.
Supervisor McCauley.
Yes.
Chair Gonzalez.
Yes.
Vote passes 4-0.
Thank you. The next two items before they're read into the record, we are honoring some incredible individuals who have devoted their careers to public safety here in Madera County. And I couldn't think of a person better suited to recognize them and their careers than our sheriff. So I will hand it over to our sheriff at this point, but I'll have the clerk read in item 6A.
Board of Supervisors Department presentation of a proclamation honoring Sergeant Matt Mullet on his retirement from Madera County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Today, it's my honor to recognize Sergeant Matt Millay for 30 years of dedicated and outstanding service to the Madera County Sheriff's Office. Matt's journey began as a sheriff explorer in 1988. From there, he built a career that helped shape our agency and those around him. His work across patrol, detectives, coroner investigations, specialized assignments like terrorism liaison officer, search and rescue made him a go-to expert, a solid leader, and someone you wanted by your side when things got serious. But this recognition goes beyond just a resume. It's about the rare kind of service that makes it all the way through. Law enforcement is demanding. It tests your body, your mind, and your spirit. And the truth is, many don't make it all the way to retirement due to burnout, injury, and life takes their toll. But Matt did, and more than just survive his career, he thrived in it. He remained sharp, professional, and dependable through some of the toughest cases we worked, including casino takeovers, major wildfires, including the record-breaking Creek Fire. On a personal level, I learned a lot from Matt over the years. Specifically, when I was on training, I was assigned to then Deputy Millay for a short period of time. He was someone that could teach really without lecturing and make an impact on the deputies around him. I still remember the lessons I learned from him regarding officer safety and safe emergency vehicle driving. Leadership comes in many forms, and the role of sergeant is arguably the most influential position in the entire department. Sergeants are the tip of the spear. They mentor young deputies, they steady the line during chaos, and they carry the responsibility of frontline supervision every single day. And Sergeant Millay carried that responsibility with honor and excellence. So this proclamation is a formal recognition of a career well served. I just want to congratulate Sergeant Millay, thank the board for recognizing him, and he's earned every bit of this honor.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to say thank you to the board for this opportunity. I would also like to thank the 4 sheriffs that I have worked for. Sheriff Seymour is the sheriff that hired me. I also worked under Sheriff Anderson, Sheriff Varney, and Sheriff Pogue. Thank you to all of you for the opportunity you've given me. Thank you to the community that has allowed me to serve them for the past 30 years. I would like to, most importantly, thank my wife, who is with me for over 30 years. She's been a rock, and I would like to thank God for giving me the opportunity to serve him. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant. Sergeant, we have a proclamation, but before I'm going to open it up to the board, and I understand we have a representative from Assemblyman Tangipa's office here, but Bobby, you have something? David? Oh, sorry. Come on up.
Thank you to the board and thank you to Sergeant Malay for your service. We are honored to have you served the community for so long and appreciate your dedication and service over the years and even in your retirement. So thank you.
And so we have this proclamation on behalf of the board, on behalf of the County of Madera to present to you. So if you'd like to join us for a photo, and Emily, come and join us as well, please.
Board of Supervisors Department presentation of a proclamation honoring Under Sheriff Darren McMecken on his retirement from the Madera County Sheriff's Office.
And I'll hand it over to the sheriff again.
Thank you, Chairwoman, members of the board. We now shift our attention to another incredible public servant, Under Sheriff Darren McMecken, who we recognize today for over 37 years of faithful, steadfast, and impactful service to Madera County. Darren's career path is the definition of earned leadership. From patrol officer, or patrol deputy, to SWAT, to major crimes, to assistant sheriff, to under sheriff, Darren McMecken served in nearly every corner of this organization. And no matter the assignment, he led with steadfastness, professionalism, and a deep commitment to the people of this county and the assignment at hand. The role of undersheriff is critical to the foundation of a sheriff's office. The undersheriff is the anchor, the one who ensures the wheels keep turning, the mission stays focused, and the sheriff is a calm, trusted hand to lean on. While the sergeant is out leading from the tip of the spear, the undersheriff is ensuring the operation holds together and advances with purpose. And that's exactly what Undersheriff McMecken did. For me personally, Darren has been a partner and a source of quiet strength. I learned a lot from watching how he manages with patience and how he stays calm in the storm, especially when the pressure is high and the decisions aren't easy. What makes Darren's story even more admirable is that, like Sergeant Malay, he made it to the finish line. That's no small thing in this profession. The stress and strain of law enforcement cut many careers short. But Darren endured, not just in mind, but in heart and mind. Not just in body, but in heart and mind. He served this county for nearly 4 decades and did so with character, consistency, and compassion. Today's proclamation reflects not only what Darren has done, but who he has been to this agency. A guardian of standards, a calm in crisis, and a mentor to many. Darren, thank you for your lifetime of service and for everything you've done and given to this office and to Madera County. We are better because of you.
Thank you, Madam President, or Madam Chairman, members of the board. I'd just like to thank you for your support over the years. It has really made my job a lot easier. I've been fortunate to see the evolution of the department change from new computers to additional personnel and staff to new facilities. It has made a great impact on the our operations, and I really appreciate that. I also appreciate the sheriffs that I've worked for, Sheriff Seymour, Sheriff Anderson, Sheriff Varney, and Sheriff Pogue. This has been a great ride. I really appreciate all the opportunities I've had. I've been able to work with some great people, and it's made it fun. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Supervisor Rogers.
Just want to say, you've been a great familiar face around here and, even at my door. So, I appreciate you so much. All you do, all you in law enforcement, you mean so much to us, this community. And, you know, you never appreciate an officer more than when you're in trouble and need help. And, it's, I think about that every day because my son's in law enforcement, as everybody probably knows. I talk about it. I'm very proud of him for that. And I'm proud of all of you. It's not an easy job to be an officer in these times. And we need to go, I think we need to go an extra mile as citizens to say thank you, an extra mile to just smile and wave at a police officer when they drive by. And I do that every time. And I know they're looking at me like, I wonder why he's doing that. But um, I I want them to know that there are people who appreciate what they do, and the peace that we have in our community because of your presence and your vigilance. And we can sleep at night knowing that we're well protected. That's how I feel about MCSO. And we're proud of you guys. We're proud of you guys. And there'll never be a moment when we're not. We've got your back. We love you. Thank you for what you've done for us. And I hope you enjoy your retirement. Both of you have a great retirement, and just keep moving. That would be my only advice. Keep moving. That's what I've been told by all of my old mentors. You got to keep moving. And what's the next step? Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. And we have Emily as well to make another presentation. Do we have any additional public comment? Now's the time.
Thank you again to the board. On behalf of Assemblyman Tongipa and the California State Legislature, thank you for your unwavering service to the County of Madera. Your heroic actions in the line of duty are a testament to the true bravery and selfless dedication you've provided in service. Your service to Madera County and the state of California have been invaluable, and I extend my deepest gratitude and support to you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Finally, next item.
Probation Department, presentation of a proclamation proclaiming July 20th through July 26th, 2025 as Probation Services Week.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So it's an honor to transition over to this next item. I just want to say that today I probably feel the safest being here. We have the Sheriff's Department, we have probation, we have fire. I feel incredibly secure, so thank you for that.
And we
Um,
have Tristan here too, right in the front row.
Absolutely. And before we get started on the presentation, I just want to take a minute to recognize if you're part of the probation department or any department that works with probation, can you please stand up? I'll hand it over to Deputy Chief. Deputy Chief? Correct?
Yes, good morning. Jose Pantoja, Assistant Chief with the Probation Department. My boss, the Chief of Probation, Chris Childers, could not be here this morning. He had an unfortunate funeral that he had to attend. But at first, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the board for this time of recognition. Probation Services Week is something that we look forward to each year in celebrating and recognizing. We have activities planned each day next week. But I'd also like to introduce some of our administration team that really does the hard work each day. So I'm going to start with Deputy Chief Sandra Mendez and Lieutenant Davey. They oversee our 24/7 operations at our juvenile detention facility, hopefully soon to be Youth Correctional Center. Deputy Chief Gloria Garcia, who oversees our Juvenile Services Division. And Deputy Chief Rick Galindo and Division Manager Stephanie Ross, who oversee all of adult services. Rick Galindo cannot be here this morning because he's on a well-deserved vacation.
Yeah, he's in Greece or something.
Following him on
Yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
He's really celebrating probation service the way that he should. And all of our administration, fiscal team, all of our staff who really do the hard work each and every day. I always say that probation in this field, we wear many hats, different hats. We are sometimes the law enforcement authoritative figure. Sometimes we have to switch to social work and even now more of a therapeutic approach depending on our clientele. Throughout the years, we have seen more and more responsibilities shift from the state level down to the local community. We saw this with AB 109, when individuals that get released from prison normally would have gone to parole agents. Now they report to probation departments, most of them. Recently, with the closure of the Division of Juvenile Justice, that responsibility is now at our local detention facilities where we now house youth up to the age of 25. And this all is contributed to our hardworking staff. Throughout Probation Services Week, Probation Department will highlight the work of our probation officers and staff who help reduce crime and recidivism by providing justice-involved individuals with court-ordered accountability, supervision, and access to services that support long-term rehabilitation. Probation staff are trained professionals who serve on front lines of California's justice system, promoting public safety through a unique model that blends enforcement with evidence-based rehabilitation. Again, thank you to all of our staff and the board for this recognition. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So I know Chief Childers is not able to be present this morning, and we actually had a proclamation for a plaque for him, recognizing him for his 37 years for his service here in Madera County. So we'll have to bring everyone back when we do the recognition for Chief Childers.
We'll gladly do that.
But we just want to, on behalf of the board, want to thank you for your commitment to safety and doing your part towards public safety here in our community. Appreciate it so much. So on behalf of the board, we have this proclamation. And I don't know how many of you are going to come up and receive the proclamation, but
We'll make ourselves fit.
I think it's appropriate. So we'll stand here in the back, but whoever wants to join us back here, please do so. And then everyone else come on up. Oh, wait, do we have any public comment on this item?
None online.
I just wanted to say that everything I said earlier goes for you guys. Probation, you know, that you're one of the tips of the spear to make sure that we're safe. And we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jose, Sandra, do you guys? We could get everyone in. Okay, thank you very much. Item 6E. D.
6D, Probation Department discussion and consideration for approval of the name change of the Madera County Juvenile Detention Facility to the Madera County Youth Correctional Center.
At this time, we're asking Jose Pantoja, again, Assistant Chief with the Probation Department. We're asking for the name change. For many years, it's been the Juvenile Detention Facility. We believe at this time it's more appropriate to be changed to the Youth Correctional Center. One of the main reasons is because, as I stated earlier, the closure of the Division of Juvenile Justice, which has now given us a new population up to the age of 25 for our youth in our facility. So we're requesting the name change to Youth Correctional Center. In addition to that, we did a reclassification of name change for our officers there. They're now called youth detention officers. We feel that this name change would be more in line with the current times and with our current officers and our population that we service. Open to any questions.
Thank you. Any questions, comments from the board? Supervisor McCall.
Yeah, I'll just make a quick comment. I know this is just kind of a small change, right? But I think it's more symbolic of, what we're trying to do is when it comes to, our youth. And it's more about, we talk about it all the time, working upstream so that way we can, prevent problems before they happen. But in this instance, it's not about, punishing. It's about how do we, make things better the next time around. So again, just a small change, but I think it's definitely, part of a overall theme. So I just appreciate you bringing it forward and definitely supportive.
Supervisor Rogers.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you have children, you don't punish them, you correct them, you discipline them, and that's the point of the program, is to steer these kids, these young people, on the right path. And I love the philosophy of Madera County probation, and Chief Childers has exemplified this for years, and his predecessor before him, and there's been a great effort toward outcomes, and we're seeing that benefit in our communities. So that's fantastic. When we can change one life, it makes all the difference. And I know personally people who have had their lives changed by Madera County probation and the philosophy that has been promoted for these many years I've been in working with you all. And I just want to say it's outstanding. You're really on the cutting edge. You kind of leading this state in many ways in these programs, and others can only look and say, hey, what are they doing over there? And so I'm very proud to have that approach. And this name change seems maybe not like a lot to some people, but it really says what you're doing. Words mean something, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment on this item?
None online.
I'll close this public comment and bring it back to the board.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Poitras.
Aye.
Supervisor Rogers.
Yes.
Supervisor McCauley.
Yes.
Chair Gonzalez.
Yes.
Vote passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 6E.
Board of Supervisors Department District Number 5, discussion to adopt a resolution authorizing the filling of an application, acceptance of a grant award, availability of funding, providing authorization for the execution of all documents for the California Climate Investment, and Proposition 4 CAL FIRE Wildfire Prevention Grants Program for fiscal year 2025-2026.
Good morning. Tristan Shamp, Madera County Administration, County Grants Officer. I just want to give a little high-level overview of what the CAL FIRE Wildfire Prevention Grant does, and then I'll hand it over to Aaron to talk about our specific projects that we're going to pursue under this grant opportunity. Anyways, CAL FIRE's Wildfire Prevention Grants Program is a competitive grant that provides funding for wildfire prevention projects and activities and in near wildfire-threatened communities, and it focuses on increasing the protection of people, structures, and communities. Funded activities under this grant program typically include hazardous fuel reduction, including equipment purchases, wildfire prevention planning, and wildfire prevention education with an emphasis on improving public health and safety while reducing greenhouse gas emissions, particularly in disadvantaged communities. The fiscal year 25-26 cycle is being funded through both the California Climate Investment Cap and Trade proceeds, as well as Proposition 4. And Proposition 4 has allocated approximately 185 million to this grant program for wildfire prevention efforts, including hazardous fuels reduction work. Under our proposed project, we are looking to Madera County is to partner with Yosemite Sequoia Resource Conservation and Development Council to pursue hazardous fuel reduction projects. The county can apply for up to $950,000 under the grant and would serve as the fiscal agent for work to be completed by YSRC and DC. Matching funds are not required for the grant, and we're still currently developing our exact project scope and the budget at this time. And I'll now hand it over to Aaron.
Thank you, Tristan. I want to make a note to say thank you to the board for approving the donation to Yosemite Sequoia. Those funds are actually paying us to do these applications, so we really appreciate that. In regards to that, that's why we want to make sure we do projects in Madera County. The two projects specifically are Walker Grade, Road 200 on the way from O'Neill's into North Fork. We were requested by CAL FIRE to do about 6 miles of roadside fuel reduction in order to make sure that our ingress and egress in case of a wildfire is safer, for better visibility, and for large equipment to get through if needed. The other project is about 80 acres of property in North Fork on Mission Drive for roadside hazard as well in that community. A lot of that community is also tribal lands or tribal allotments. So we'll be supporting our local tribe in doing that. We plan to partner with many of our partners who are in the front seat over here, and we're very grateful for them in making sure that we utilize local contractors as well as work together to support the community of the Oakhurst, Eastern Madera County, North Fork area. Do you have any questions about the specific projects?
Thank you. Do we have any questions, comments from the board? Supervisor McCauley.
Yeah, just a couple comments. First off, Aaron, thank you for your comments in regards to the capacity building efforts that the county has invested into Yosemite Sequoia. We had received some comments from the public or some concerns around that. So I think this is a great example of, what we're trying to accomplish there, because both these projects, if either of them are funded, are extremely vital. When we talk about underserved communities, we talk about at-risk communities. I think, North Fork is a poster child for that, and particularly over there on Mission Drive, where there are a lot of concerns over fire. There's been fire there in the past. So just great projects. Want to thank you and staff for your collaborative effort around this. I think it's no secret that the state's budget is not in great shape. So the more competitive we can make these grant applications, the better off we are. So thank you, Tristan. Thank you, Chief McComb. Appreciate everybody's work on this. So.
Thank you. Supervisor Rogers.
I just want to sing some praises to Tristan Shamp there. This guy has brought in millions of dollars to the county. His work is just so amazing. I just bless the day we hired you, Tristan, because he's so efficient and so caring about the grants that he goes for, and he's always got his eye out, and he knows what we need, and he's always listening to that. So I just wanted to sing your praises a little bit this morning. Really appreciate you. Keep going, man. Let's give him a hand.
Do we have any public comment on this item?
None online.
I'll close public comment and bring it back to the
Move for
board.
approval.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Poitras.
Aye.
Supervisor McCauley.
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers.
Yes.
Kara Gonzalez.
Yes.
Vote passes 4-0.
Thank you. Item 6F.
County Administration Department, General Services Division, purchase agreement for real property. Discussion and consideration of entering into an agreement with Southgate Brewing Company in the amount of $462,000 for the purchase of real property commonly known as 5 Junction Drive, Oakers, California, 93644, and described as Madera County Assessor Parcel Number 064-071-005, 064-071-006, 064-071-007, and 064-071-008 for the fiscal year 2025-2026 and authorize the chair to sign. Discussion and consideration of approval for transfer appropriations number 25-003 in the amount of $632 for transfer from opiate settlement appropriations for contingencies to operating transfers out for fiscal year 2025-2026. 4 votes are required. Discussion and consideration of approval of receipt of unanticipated revenue 25-003 in the amount of $449,632 derived from BHS Oker Services Expansion operating transfers in to building and improvements for fiscal year 2025-2026. 4 votes are required.
Thank you.
Well, good morning. My name is Yvonne Capico. I'm with General Services. And back in February 2025, the board approved for a contract. It's based on option to purchase the property in Oakhurst. And so what we did is we went to do an appraisal on the property, and the purchase agreement originally was $475,000, but the appraisal came out to $442,000. And we were able to negotiate with the price with the seller, and we came up with a selling price of a purchasing price, sorry, of $462,000. We're asking the county, the board, to approve this purchase for behavioral health.
Thank you, Yvonne. Any questions, comments from the board? Supervisor.
Yeah, I just wanted to repeat the purchase price again.
The purchase price is $462,000.
Supervisor Poitras, did you?
No.
Okay. Do we have any public comment on this item?
None online.
I'll close public comment.
Just a
Oh.
quick question. So as far as, I think when we put the purchase agreement in place, it was contingent upon some grant funding that we were applying for. So
Yes.
has that grant application been applied for, and have those awards gone out, and was the county successful?
Yes, Christian can answer that information for you.
The $1 Million Man.
We are currently working on applying to the BHCS Behavioral Health Infrastructure BHCIP program to build a facility on that site. We can and so we have not applied for the grant yet. We're currently in the process of developing the application due at the end of October, and so we're still kind of in the early stages. Good news is that we can use funds that are going to be used to purchase the property. We can count that towards our match, and so that helps us that we required to provide under the program. We're required to provide a 10% match, and so that helps alleviate a portion of that.
And then as far as the grant for the facility, is there some certainty in that we're going to be successful with that? I think my concern is that we buy property and then we're not successful in funding, and then we're left with surplus property and no behavioral health site. So that's.
Well, I can never guarantee the success of an application, but administration, general services, and behavioral health, we're collaborating together to make this as competitive of an application as we can, crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's.
So does our purchase option expire? Is there a reason we're going forward with the purchase now prior to, a successful grant application or?
Yes. Because ideally, more competitive in the application if we own the land.
Okay.
And I can give kind of a reference example. A couple years ago when we applied similar grant that's building the CSU and Sobering Center here in town, built that on county property, and I think that was part of what helped us get that application into it, owning the land, and didn't have like a sort of rent or something that was permanent.
Okay.
Yeah, the purchase option expires on actually it's expired already.
Okay.
I think it expired on the 30th, and based on this agreement, which was entered into at least from an escrow standpoint, it expires also on the 25th of July. And Director Dawson may have some additional information she wants to share about money that may be available, I believe, for this type of project.
Yeah, let's let.
Are you referencing our truck? Okay. Good morning. Christine Doss, Director of Behavioral Health Services. So in the event that we have a shortfall with regard to our grant application, or whether we can't get the full amount or we can get a partial amount, we do have a significant amount in our trust account that we can transfer those funds. And as we move from MHSA to BHSA, we can also plan for that in this next year. So we should be able to have the funds.
Okay.
Thank you. Supervisor Rogers.
Yeah, the appraisal is 442, purchase price 462, and that's within 10% of the appraisal price. So I believe I'm just trying to educate the public a little bit on why there's a little bit more. The original asking price was 462 or 465?
475.
475.
Yes.
Okay, and so as long as we're within 10% of the appraisal, the law allows us to do that, right? I just wanted to make sure that.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment on this item?
None online.
I'll close public comment and bring it back.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Poitras.
Aye.
Supervisor McCauley.
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers.
Yes.
Chair Gonzalez.
Yes.
Vote passes 4-0.
Thank you very much. Item 6G.
Human Resources Department discussion and consideration to adopt a resolution providing Assessor Brett Frazier with 25%, $3,568.49 a month additional compensation for serving as interim Chief Information Officer effective July 15, 2025.
Hello, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Shanika Dixon, Director of Human Resources. As you're aware, due to a recent retirement of the Chief Information Officer, this position is currently vacant, and we do have an active recruitment to fill this vacancy going on now. The filing deadline for this vacancy is August 8th, 2025, with an anticipated appointment of a Chief Information Officer happening sometime in mid-October. That is our timeline. In the interim, it is recommended that Assessor Brett Frazier assume the duties and responsibilities of the Chief Information Officer on an interim basis, in addition to continuing to perform the duties as Madera County Assessor. Assessor Frazier will be managing and overseeing all departmental operations of the Information Technology Office. This item is before you to request to adopt a resolution appointing Assessor Brett Frazier as the County Chief Information Officer on an interim basis and provide him with supplemental pay of 25% effective July 15th until the permanent appointment of a Chief Information Officer has happened. County Counsel's Office has reviewed this matter and finds that there are no likely incompatibility for this interim appointment, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Shanika. Any questions, comments from the board? Supervisor Rogers.
Yeah, I just want to say that we're really fortunate to have a man as capable as Brett to step forward to do this, or we're asking him to do it, but and him consenting to do it. Again, he saves us money. Again, he uses his prowess in an effective way for Madera County. I can't think of anybody more qualified to step into this role than him. He possesses the knowledge that is necessary to make sure that office continues to operate properly. I know he's a busy man with all that he has to do, but they say if you want something done, ask a busy man. And he's the guy, and I'm grateful that he's there for us. Thank you.
Anyone else? Do we have any public comment on this item?
None online.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Rogers?
Yes.
Supervisor McCauley?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Aye.
Chair Gonzalez?
Yes.
Vote passes 4-0.
I believe our assessor has some comments.
First, thank you so much for the opportunity to fill this role. When Letty came to me, I said, any county needs me, I'm there. This is an exciting endeavor. I've spoken with many members of IT, and with this vote, I'll now keep my 1:30 meeting with the entire team, management team up there today. But just want to be able to take care of the administrative issues so that they can continue to do the good work that they do and not have to worry about a lot of that. And so I'm here to serve. I really appreciate your trust in me. I also wanted to put onto the record that the assessor's office has been in the queue for over 2 years to get our computer replacement. So if it does show up, has nothing to do with this appointment. It has, but it's imminent. It should be within the next few months. So I wanted that out. We have all the documentation, as Jay Doss has told me, showing exactly when we went into that queue. So thank you again for the opportunity, and any department heads, anybody from the county, anyone one from your board, any questions, you know my number. It's always published out there, and I'm here to serve and help make sure that the IT department continues to run very smoothly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Item 6H.
Board of Directors, Groundwater Sustainability Agency, Water and Natural Resources Department, discussion and consideration to adopt a resolution adopting the domestic well mitigation fee for the Madera Subbasin, Madera County Groundwater Sustainability Agency Groundwater Sustainability Project. Approval of this resolution includes making related findings which are exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to California Public Resources Code Section 21080B8 and CEQA Guidelines Section 15273A because it concerns of the establishment of operational rates and charges. Further, this resolution is exempt from CEQA requirements pursuant to CEQA Guidelines Section 15061B3 because it is seen with certainty that this action will not have a significant effect on the environment. This resolution is also exempt from CEQA requirements pursuant to CEQA guidelines and packet page 504, section 15378B5 because it involves administrative activities that are not result in direct or indirect physical changes to the environment.
Stephanie.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Stephanie Agneson, Director of Water and Natural Resources. I'm here with Kevin Kostick from Raftellus, our rate consultant. The item before you has come before the GSA committee in June and July and incorporated feedback. It also came before your full board of directors for the GSA last week and has come back with a few key changes. I'd like to review those. It involves sharing the slide. Thank you. The first change was that we've removed the word average from the rate. Your previous adopted rate averaged over 5 years. We have removed that. And that benefits the growers by providing for the full cost savings when we apply the penalties. The second change are some minor revisions in the first recital, beginning with whereas. Whereas the proposed revised fee schedule in the supplemental report represents the annual cost of service and does not include the collection of more revenue than the cost of providing services for the domestic well mitigation program. The revised fee will be reviewed annually and brought before the board of directors, that part has been added, to ensure it continues to represent the annual cost of service and does not include the collection of more revenue or less revenue than the cost of providing service. So those are the revisions in the existing recital. And then this one, the next, has been added. Whereas during the annual review of the revised fee, monies from the groundwater allocation exceedance penalties will be applied towards the rate. That will give your board the ability to apply the fees, whether it's a billed amount or a collected amount, every year when the rate comes before your board. Some additional research that we've completed during the last week. We had a check-in with Self-Help Enterprises. This is the service that currently administers state funds that are going away. We checked with Self-Help in terms of the number of wells going dry that we were projecting moving ahead against what they have seen in the past. They said that's about right. We called a few drillers to make sure drillers could keep up with the pace of wells. They are, of course, working in a self-help program now. One driller wanted to entirely take on the entire load and scale up for that. So I just want to assure you that there are local drillers that are quite willing to take on this workload. We also did some additional research on what the Treasurer Tax Collector's Office has called Easy Smart Pay. This is a way of dividing what appears on your property tax into multiple payments so that you're not hit with a lump sum. If you're using an e-check or an automatic transfer, there is no processing fee associated with that. And then just some feedback from our progress in the Madera Subbasin. As you know, the Chowchilla Subbasin and the Delta Mendota have been with the state board. In the Madera Subbasin, we have not. And the two reasons for that are the adoption of the allocation approach and the promise of this program. And there has been an injunction, but it is now lifted. So we can move ahead with what is required in the GSP. The rate before you is $59 per enrolled acre. We are happy to take your questions or comments.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Kevin. At this time, I'm going to open it up to public comment.
Thank you, board. I want to say thank you for last week too. I know I ran over. I appreciate the extra time. I'm not running over today. I only have 2 limited comments. First of all, I think Supervisor McCauley requested that this be the program, the penalties be based on the dollars be based on billed, not collected. But I don't see any language that refers to that. So you may want to address that or question that. I guess I'm disappointed. My second comment and last comment is I guess I'm disappointed. Last week, I presented the case why penalties are almost a sure thing, and we can forecast them because rainfall is significantly over year-to-date, sub-basin-wide, probably basin-wide. And I asked that we go back and look at the 6 months year-to-date, which would provide the proof we would need to be comfortable with that. And I'm disappointed that that didn't happen because there's data out there which would support or deny, but I believe support what I'm saying that we didn't go look at. And so I expressed my disappointment, but let me just say this from a Lascoidy Ranch's standpoint. At the beginning of this whole thing, we fallowed 50% of our land. We fallowed 50% of our income, revenue. We fallowed our livelihood. We paid our penalty. And if we were to be able to forecast penalties, the overusers of water would be contributing more because the annual fee would be a little bit lower. It's forecastable and it's definite. And so just from that personal standpoint, it doesn't feel good. We've already done our part. I'd like to see it go to the ones that are actually using too much water. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'd like to say a couple things. One is we still don't have a response.
Your name for the
Oh, yeah.
record, please.
I'm Mark Nakata. You guys don't know who I am.
For the record.
Yeah. Anyway, so still haven't got a response. And the problem, of course, with all of this is that there are many people in this room that I know. We all feel there's a severe lack of transparency. That's one. Number two, I don't know whether this discussion has gone on amongst the board, but there are a lot of negative things happening in Madera County having to do with this water issue. And I'm not putting the blame solely upon the board, but the fact of the matter is that you guys, the board, represents leadership in Madera County, which I think is severely lacking. Now, what I would appreciate is some more transparency, whether it be the numbers that Mark's talking about or the irrigated acres versus enrolled acres, which I think I think Steffi's making a false assumption regarding enrolled acres, because that's not all where the water's being pumped from. But the fact of the matter is there are a lot of these issues, which I don't have time to get into now, but all I want to say is that, hey, look, I think it's time to increase transparency. I mean, as an example, Stephanie says, oh, well, we're looking for feedback, right? There's been no response to the feedback. And there isn't any. And there needs to be. Okay. So I know that you guys can't respond to what I'm saying. All I'm saying is please provide transparency. Please provide a response. And the fact of the matter is that there are a lot of other issues that are coming forward that we're all going to deal with. And I think that unfortunately, a lot of these things are going to happen within the next year and will certainly become an issue as we go forward to the next election. Thank you.
Next.
Hello, I'm Ryan Jones. I am definitely not a politician, nor am I an attorney, plain old farmer and cattle rancher. But can the board assure the people in the white area? I was reading through Proposition 26, and is this fee a violation of Proposition 26? Are you guys or anybody familiar with Proposition 26? But the information that I've gathered from reading through it is it almost seems like this fee is a violation of Proposition 26. There's any way the board could give some insight that this is not a violation of Proposition 26? I'd sure appreciate it. So
I can tell you that our county council has looked at this from every way from Sunday. I'll answer it later.
okay, yeah. I mean, if we could get some feedback that it isn't, we'd sure appreciate it with what's going down and the amount of money involved. Like I say, it just seems like it may be a violation. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. I was hoping to get some feedback, but okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ralph Pistoresi. You know, I was here when the meeting started, and we asked God for wisdom and that he'd help us in our decision making. Then we saluted the flag over there, and we pledged our allegiance to that flag and the republic for which it stood. Okay. What does that mean? What does that mean? Is it just a few words? Or are we saying that we stand behind the rights, capitalism, everything that this government was initiated on and it's supposed to stand for? Is that what we're saying? Or are we just giving it word service and we're not making our decisions based on that? You know, I didn't want to make any mistakes. So I want to read something here because I think I want it to be on the record that what we're doing here doesn't really represent what this country is about. And I want to give you a definition of the direction I think you guys are going. And I'm going to read it and then we'll talk about it. Communism is a political and economic ideology that aims for a classless society with communal ownership, not private ownership, communal ownership of the means of production and distribution of goods and services. Now, that doesn't mean they own everything, but you can have a situation where they can say, you own it, but I control it. You can spend the money to grow the crop, but I'm going to control where the money's going to go. In theory, it envisions a society where everyone shares in the benefits of labor equally and private property is abolished. Or what you doing something to enhance private property or to diminish it? And I would say, as I said 3 years ago, your decisions are ruining the county. And you could talk to the tax collector and look at what property values in the white area have done since you've initiated this process with no pushback against the state of California. No pushback. What bothers me is there's no pushback because the state is embracing communism and you guys are not even fighting back on it. All right. So what's the difference between what we're doing here today and doing a situation where we say and impose on every homeowner, you know what? You don't need such a big house. You can live in 500 square feet. But if you have a 3,000 square foot house, we're going to tax you. So we're going to tax you because we're going to build housing for the homeless. And you're going to pay the tax. How do you think that would be embraced by the people? The music's on. All right, I'll let somebody else talk.
Do we have anyone else in the chambers? Come on up.
Hi, I'm Sohan Samran, farmer in the white area. I really would like to request the board to reconsider their vote on the $59 per acre assessment. It's very aggressive. And our neighboring GSA or sub-basin or Chowchilla white area GSs, they're only paying $18 for the well mitigation. Why can't we keep it around that range? And also in Chowchilla, all of the 4 GSAs in the sub-basin are sharing the cost for well mitigation, whereas from what I understand, Madera GSA or GSP plan, only Madera GSA is responsible for the well mitigation. So we have to look at both our neighbors and us, and why can't we do something similar to them? This is a very aggressive plan, so please take into consideration before voting. $59 is very aggressive. Thank you.
Thank you. We have anyone else in the audience? Okay.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Makhan Singh. I'm a grower in this white area. So I wonder sometimes when it is said, our respected lady, she said that farmers can afford that money to pay. I don't know which farmer she surveyed, which farmers talked to her that farmers can pay. And I don't know that. And she has not submitted any report so far where she surveyed her, how she came out for that figure to Mr. Mark. He was asking. But at the same time, you might have read on the roads No farmers, no food. No food, no life. No life, one way route only you follow. So it's very important to save farmers. Look at the situation in Italy, what happened? They have to file bankruptcy because of their farming infrastructure were all damaged by European Union. Then they have to come back, get out of European Union, then they have to restart it. And England also had the same problem, and we are facing that. We are coming to that situation again. So we don't want, because we are hard worker farmers, and this Central Valley farmers, they produce so much. The food, you can say, in all varieties, that in number one in America and in the world too. So we should save farmers. We should not punish farmers. They are not guilty or they are not the criminals. The other thing is that one time there were some ladies over here. They said, we don't have water to wash their clothes. If there is no life, you don't need to wash these clothes. Think it over. Everyone over here sitting is intelligent guy. And intelligently, we should think it over. Yeah, we should not go just to make a road on a map. Map is on the table, it's very easy. But instead of when you go into the field outside, then you see there are mountains, there are oceans. You cannot make road over there. It's not that easy. So there are so many things that I can talk about, like for farmers, equipment price, PG price, labor price, and all kind of chemical prices are gone up, high up. They have gone up, minimum wages gone up, everybody increases the prices, and farmers are paying. And nobody thinks over. And farmers' price for the last 3 years, almond price especially, and other commodities too, it is falling down. And almond guys, they were not even covering up their cost. And how about mortgage? In my case, one of the processors, he didn't pay me $500,000, and I was to make my payment. And then I got late, and then what happened? My mortgage company increased the interest rate. They said that I'm on default, and they increased the interest rate too much. I have to pay that. Two of my wells, they collapsed. I have to redo those in emergency. I spent $500,000 on those too. And now people are thinking that farmers can pay. How about my domestic pump? I have to do myself at my cost. If somewhere they need to develop produce new this domestic wells, then whosoever uses the water, he should pay. Why not? Why farmers too? So it's very important. Think it over. And I have so much else to say, but I don't want to expand it so much to spend time. Everybody is intelligent over here, and people choose you guys over here to sit and think and decide. And don't think that farmers are at fault. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comment.
Good morning, board. My name is Vicky Basra. I'm a farmer in White area. I just got a few words, then you can understand that feeling from the farmer.
You turned it off. Make sure the green light's on down below.
Last 3 tax payment, I didn't make it. That tells you I can afford the fee, whatever you can afford on me. Even you want a $10, I can afford even $10. The last 3 payments, go check the tax collector's office. I couldn't afford it. I didn't make the payments. I've been farming 30 years in Madera County. I work in day and night right here. And last 2 years, I pick a bunch of loan. I pay the tax and everything. But now my hand is up. I couldn't make these payments. I'm sorry. That should tell you something. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you. I believe we have some comments online. We'll start with Noah Lopez.
Good morning still. Noah Lopez with the Madera Ag Water Association. I want to thank you for the opportunity to comment. Just wanted to reiterate some of our comments from last week. MAWA supports the domestic well mitigation program being established in the subbasin, primarily because we understand it's important to the successful implementation of our GSP and thus the successful implementation of SGMA in the subbasin. it's a difficult thing. Fees, nobody wants fees. It's an expensive and large scale problem in Madera. Smallwood did its own vetting kind of these numbers. We've been working on that for years now, it seems like, and we've looked at the data that the Department of Water Resources has. We've talked to self-help, done our own GIS analysis, and have concluded that the scale is rather large, and it seems like this fee is what is necessary to take care of the domestic well mitigation program in Madera. With that, I also wanted to just highlight our gratitude for the GSA committee process. We think that this process has been very successful. Early on, when this fee came before the committee, maybe 2 or 3 committee meetings ago, we were able to suggest the language for the annual review. Last week, we were able to suggest language for the automatic allocation of the penalty revenue, and both of those things are in the resolution before you, and we think that that's just a successful example of feedback being listened to, being incorporated, and so we really appreciate that. That doesn't go unnoticed by many growers, and so we appreciate the soliciting of feedback and the incorporation into the final resolution. I did maybe want to just raise the same question that Mr. Peters rose about Supervisor McCauley's suggestion from last week about having the language in the resolution call out the actual billed amount versus the collected amount. It looks like that was maybe there was some other decision that was made different there, but maybe we could hear from the director on that. But either way, we just wanted to support the moving forward with the domestic well mitigation program, and understand that it's difficult, and appreciate the incorporation of our feedback through the committee process from your board. So thank you.
Thank you, Noah. Next is Devin Aviles.
Good morning, Madam Chair and Board of Supervisors. Thank you for letting me comment. Devin Aviles, representing Agro Cooperative. I do want to piggyback on what Noah's saying, as far as we are very appreciative for the comments and the committee, and know that there's still lots of improvements that need to be made, but this is a work in progress. I understand why the amount is at $59. But as many of the growers in the room have stated, it is a challenging time for many of us, as far as being prepared to make this.
We lost you.
Devin, we lost you. Looks like he's talking.
Huh.
Say again.
Oh. Dropped his call.
Okay, well, Devin. County Council, what do you recommend we do?
Madam Chair, if his phone call was cut off, there was no violation from the Brown Act if we don't have to pause the meeting. In other words, this is not one of the meetings where we have to pause and wait for the feedback. So,
Okay, but it's not our equipment, correct?
Yeah, if
No,
if
he stated he
back
was
in,
driving.
Okay,
Sarah, maybe we can
yeah, if we,
reincorporate his comments.
right. Do we have anyone else online?
Just Noah and Devin.
Okay, Mr. Prestoresi, you've already commented.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna give you 1 minute.
I'm here to speak on behalf of Walk Bar. He's asked me to make some comments for him.
Okay, I'll give
So I'd
you,
be asking for 3 minutes.
go ahead.
Okay. All right. I want to go over some of the stuff that was said. I want you to pay attention to it. Pay attention to it, because the farming is in dire straits. We're not kidding about this stuff. You guys have put the county in bad position. And maybe you could say it's not all your fault. And maybe it isn't all your fault. But here's what I think we should do. Whatever number we come up with, because you're catering to this communist state government we have, whatever number it is, I think you need to have some farmers on the committee that decide where the wells go, how the process happens, and have oversight over how the money is spent. Because I know in any business, if you don't pay attention to what's going on,
Thank you.
okay, if you don't pay any attention to what's going on, it goes off the tracks. And we've been here for 3 years already, and we haven't had all that much transparency. We have engineering companies that get allocated millions of dollars like this, and I don't know where we've gotten any better on any of this stuff. We need the farmers that have skin in the game to be involved in the process of deciding and watching what's going on. That's the least you can do, whatever number is decided. So I hope that you take under sincere consideration some of the things I've said, because we need to be content with the decisions you make. And if we're not content, then we have to take a different direction.
Thank you for your comments.
Devin is available again.
Okay, let's take this public comment and we'll give Devin his 2 minutes back.
Good morning. My name is Bidatour. I just wanted to say, if we can put the fees around $30, to start, see if how it works out. If that covers the well mitigation for, at least a year, then you can see if you need more money. Then next year or a year going forward, you guys can raise it. But if you already have enough money in the, reserve, and then you can keep it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Devin, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Board of Supervisors. My apologies. I just wanted to comment. Did you get any of my comment previously?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Where did I drop you so I don't repeat myself?
At about 1 minute.
Okay. Okay. Well, bottom line, thanks again for everything related to this. I understand how staff arrived at the $59 per acre. And my comment was just, if there's any way we can try to reduce that amount until we get through harvest and see what kind of income is coming in for us growers. A lot of us just don't know what pricing is going to do. We don't know crop yields yet. So I know that the county is not as flexible as other businesses, but it is just something I would like the board to consider. Again, I appreciate your time on that, and that's it for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on.
Sorry, I'm late. My name is Michelle Lascoide, and I've been attending the advisory committee meetings, and I was here not yesterday, a week ago. Following the board meeting a week ago, both Jordan Wamhoff and David Rogers asked me to put in writing the concepts that I was discussing with them following the first draft of what Stephanie had proposed. And the basis of my verbal comments after last board meeting was that it's a process that we're just beginning, a domestic well mitigation process. We still, or the agency still has to flesh out the framework or the governance that goes into a qualifying well. There's examples out there. I'm hoping fervently we'll use those examples, but nonetheless, it's work to be done. And I've heard the earlier testimony by Stephanie that there are individuals out there ready and willing to drill wells, but people that are experienced in this matter know that it takes time. And with an annual review that could possibly be happening a year from now. That is after the collection of the full fee. So there would be half of the fee collected on your December property tax statement and half in April. So I feel that it is aggressive at $59 an acre, than a more reasonable approach. And I provided the math to all of you in an email. It was addressed to David and Jordan, but out of respect, I copied Bobby, Letitia, and Robert as well. A more walk before you run approach would be $12 an acre. That would give the time to flesh out the framework, get the process up and running, and then have the ability to do the annual review in about a year from now and see where we stand. Thank you for listening to me today after possibly reading my comments that I provided last week. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. At this time, I will close public comment and then bring it back to the board for discussion. Supervisor Rogers.
I have a list of comments here and questions for staff as well. So Stephanie, if you could come on up. But just to address the idea of transparency, I find it a little ludicrous that people bring up transparency when we have meeting after meeting after meeting for since 2014 on this subject, asking for input, reviewing input, months and months of public meetings. This is the most transparent process I've ever been through. And there's no hidden agendas here. There's no ideas that that we've got something in mind that we want to do to you that you don't want done. That is nothing could be further from the truth. This county recognizes, this board recognizes where the revenue of this county comes from and what is important about farming, and it's our desire to see that continue for generations to come. So, you know, I understand that some of you are angry, but I would ask you to look at the evidence, not get emotionally caught up in rhetoric that does not apply to this board. There's not a communist on this board, Ralph. Let me talk. You're not in a position to talk, okay? I'm doing my talking now. And I like you, Ralph. We're Americans. We believe in freedom and all of that, but there's not a communist on this board. And I recognize the symptoms of that in our state government, and I don't like it either. What we're dealing with here is something that's been dealt with over other states as well as the state of California, not just California, but even the state of Texas has a regulation on their pumping. The state of Colorado, I could name some other green state or what we call red states that have regulations on their pumping as well because they recognize the dangers of groundwater depletion. I don't think there's anybody that denies something needs to happen. And when you had 1 year, we had 50 feet of groundwater disappear. That is just unacceptable. In any circumstance, that's unacceptable. You just can't sustain that. My own well infrastructure suffered as a result of that. I talked about it before, where the well, because of subsidence, the well buckled. We had to sleeve it. We lost the bowls because of sand intrusion. You recognize that scenario probably, and many of you do because you've lived it. You know that. So we know that something had to happen. I want to go back to one thing on the fee itself. The fee is based on a study. It's not arbitrary. It's not something we grabbed out of the sky and said, this is what we need to charge. Well, and we had the ability to charge a lot more, all the way up to $246. because the injunction's been lifted. We had the ability to do that. But we know that circumstances are difficult right now. If I had my way, it would be much lower. I mean, if I could arbitrarily choose a number, I'd say $5 an acre. And damn the state. I don't care. But unfortunately, we don't have that that luxury as a board to be able to arbitrarily choose a number, because we would be in litigation again, arbitrarily choosing any number. Any change in the fee would require a new study, a study based on realities. The timing couldn't actually be worse because of commodity prices and all of that. It's a bad time. What is almonds 53 cents right now? Something like that. I don't know what they are today. I was talking with somebody yesterday on the phone, but they were pretty low, and it's a tough time. We recognize that. If the fee was going to be sitting there and wasted, let's just say we weren't going to use the fee, we're just collecting it, or that we're going to throw it away on something else, if it was going to be wasted, I would be absolutely livid, throwing a fit. No, 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 no. But the fact is, we have a backlog of 250 dry wells. Now, I don't know how many of those are going to qualify under the program, but what we have done, this program was largely studied based upon the CWD program, which is quite effective, it's a little onerous to get through the process, but it works. The process works. I want to tell you too, and I'm marking some of these things off as I mentioned them, but this program has not just been used by the general public, but it's been used in a larger instance by farmers than anybody else for their own residences, the residences of their employees. And and we don't prohibit that. That is part of the process. You're also entitled to use this program for yourselves. So it's been used by the general public as well as farmers. And I think that's an important thing to note. I'm gonna answer a few questions along the way here. Someone mentioned that the fee is a lot lower in Chowchilla sub-basin because, and I'll tell you why it's a lot lower, because they have had a loss of only 15 to 20 wells per year. We're experiencing a much larger. How many wells per year are we losing right now that we know we've lost?
80 to 120.
80 to 100. So there's 4 times as many wells going dry in the Madera sub-basin versus the Chowchilla sub-basin. How much larger is the fee? It's 4 times as high. So the reason it's 4 times as high, it's logic, it's math. The reason it's 4 times as high is because we have 4 times the problem, and we've got to deal with the problem. So that this isn't arbitrary. This is well studied. It's well thought out. Here's another aspect of this thing that you've got to understand. And I'm not defending this whole thing. I'm just saying this is how we arrived at this conclusion with a lot of input from you all. Where was I headed with this? My brain goes blank sometimes. But we were talking about the fee study and how many wells and the fee that we arrived at. And anyway, it may pop into my head later on. I'm going to ask questions that I already know the answer to, but I want you to hear it. Is there any way, Stephanie, to backload this fee to the April payment? In other words, make the first payment smaller?
No, sir, there There is not. The way the treasurer tax collector's office works, the fee is split in half evenly and needs to be the same.
And that's by law, right? It's a law.
I believe so.
She's shaking her head, yes. And I knew the answer to that already, but I just wanted to iterate that. And how many times did I ask that question since the last meeting? How many times did I ask you?
Multiple times.
Okay, dozens of times. I've looked for ways and I'm kind of a deal maker kind of guy. I'm always looking for ways to creatively finance something and get something done creatively. So I've asked her a number of times, and I've asked staff, and we've looked for legal ways to backload the fee to April versus putting it in on the first payment. And even though it's up front, even though this payment of these fees are being utilized up front, they are being evaluated. I want you to hear this part of it. They're being evaluated based on the penalties every year. So like a utility, we are not going to be collecting more than is needed to keep the program functional. That's it. To pay for those wells that need to be replaced that qualify under the program. That is it. So this is going to be a difficult year this year. And we recognize that. This is a tough year. And I look for every way under the sun to mitigate the toughness of this year. But it's going to get better. And like Mr. Peters said, that it's a projectable circumstance because the penalties are going to increase. We know they are. We know they will increase because we have not had the year that we had in 2 years ago. That we had 2 years ago was a much wetter year. We had a surplus. We had water flowing in our canals all the way into October and November. And that was a great year. So we've had really wonderful blessings the last few years water-wise that have saved us in many respects. But you know, some of those it's been cut short this year. It's not the same. I'm going to make another statement, and Stephanie, you can verify this for me. I would appreciate it. The state has expressed multiple times that the reason we are no longer on probation as a subbasin is that we have an allocation and that we are entering a well mitigation program. Is that correct?
Yes, the reason the Madera Subbasin is not with the state board is that there's an allocation in place and that there was a domestic well mitigation program, one that was contemplated, fully funded, described in the original GSPs and in the annual reports and in grants that we've applied to get help with the facilitation to develop rules.
Right. We have bent over backwards to make sure this happened in the right way. And it's important that it happens in the right way. And it's important that it happens at all. And it's so that the state doesn't step in here and take over the whole thing and tell you will fund wells, and it'll be far more, I guarantee you, than what we've implemented, and they will limit your pumping. It's going to be far worse. You don't want the state in here. We know that.
May I add one thing to augment that point, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
In the Delta Mendota Subbasin and the Chowchilla Subbasin, both of which have been with the state board, it was required to fund wells for water quality issues. It was required to fund interim solutions, meaning hauled and bottled water.
Right.
It was required to fund small systems, not just domestic and individual wells, but small systems. These are all requirements added by the state board
Right.
and required in order to get out of the probationary status. The Madera Subbasin has never been in probationary status, but certainly could if the program is not funded. It would not surprise me if I was here in 6 months explaining what the state board contemplated in Madera.
Is any of that included in the fee?
This fee does not include what the state board required in Chowchilla or Delta Mendota, the interim solutions, water quality, or small systems funding.
Right. So you're talking about a significant amount of money. Just the water hauling alone is astronomical. Imagine providing the water for every dry well house in Madera County. The tank, the delivery of the water every month. Until then, you pay for the well. What is included in our, when we say well mitigation, what is included in that program?
Sure, that is the well itself, meaning the hole and the casing. That does not include the pump, any electrical work, destruction of the old well. It is a very basic fee that is contemplated.
Right. So there's going to be an investment on the part of every person that has a well replaced. There's going to be an investment in the infrastructure that is involved in making a well work. There's another $10,000 or more. A pump, electrical. I can guarantee you it's more because the electrical alone is outstandingly expensive. I was lucky enough to do all my own, but that's it. It's expensive. So that I knew the answers to those questions. I wanted you to hear it. I just think it's important. I'm trying to be as open and transparent with this stuff as I can be. These are all questions that I had asked Stephanie long before now, and to make sure that we're doing our due diligence in this program. As I mentioned, this program will largely be based on the working program from CWD, that is the Chowchilla GSA subbasin, and they're administrating that program. Let's see, I covered the fee based on a study. I think I've covered my list here, almost all of it. If there was a way to do this cheaper, we would do it. I think another point that I want to make too is that we're going out to RFP with well drillers. She has had extensive contact with well drillers in Madera County. They are ready, they are willing, and we're going to get a better fee based on the volume that we're contemplating for a period of time, because this is not a forever program. It's going to come to an end at some point. It's going to come to an end. It's logical that it'll come to an end. This backlog we have, the 250 backlog, didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen yesterday. It didn't happen last year. This has happened over a few years period of time. And it is something that we're going to eliminate and get on down the road. So it's not a forever program. And when it comes to an end, as it begins to come to an end, you're going to see the fee go down, 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 down. It will be commensurate with the need. And it's like a utility. A utility by law cannot make a profit. That's not our desire. We just want to get the job done. We want to keep the state out. And that's the whole goal, is to do what we need to do and get on down the line without the state interfering with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor McCauley.
Thank you, Chair. Just a couple things. First, I just want to emphasize that this is a fee. It's not the program. As staff has said before, the program will come after. I also want to kind of just make my feelings heard here around projected fees. I just am a little uncomfortable with the idea of using projections for penalties as part of our fee structure and how we're going to determine a fee. It just doesn't really account for behavior changes. And I think as the fee increases, we're going to see some of those behavior changes. And then we had some questions in regards to billed versus collected penalties. And I know that came up last week. And I think that's something that I'd still like to look at. I know we talked with county staff about it and how there possibly would need to be some mechanisms in place in order to accomplish that. And so I just want to, for the record, state, is it staff's intentions to come back and talk with the board about how we can make something like that happen?
Yes, we've already scheduled a meeting with the county budget officer to talk through whether there's a way of essentially loaning the penalty fund money for the penalties that are billed but not collected. The rate before you right now just includes the collected amount, but remember the language is vague, whether it's billed or collected, and that would allow you to do either in the future based on whether we could establish this fund.
Perfect. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Poitras.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second the motion.
We have a first and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Poitras.
Aye.
Supervisor Rogers.
Yes.
Supervisor McCully.
Yes.
Chair Gonzalez.
Yes,
Vote passes 4-0.
thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. We are on pending legislation, item 7A.
Board of Supervisors, Department District Number 5, discussion and consideration to authorize a letter of recommendation for Ray McPadden for the position of Superintendent of Yosemite National Park.
Thank you, Clerk and Madam Chair, the rest of the board. This letter is brought to you through the efforts of Supervisor McCauley and the other 3 counties listed on the sample letter. It is an effort for the 4 gateway counties to Yosemite National Park to encourage those who will be making the decision on permanent superintendency of the park to select the current interim superintendent, Ray McPadden. And I think the letter is pretty self-explanatory.
Thank you. Any questions, comments from the board? Supervisor McCauley.
Yeah, thank you, Chair, and thank you, Jay, for taking us through that. I also want to give a shout out to the board clerk's office for getting this item on our agenda, as well as, what was it, one of our discussion items that my office brought forth kind of last second, getting these on the agenda. So I just want to say thank you to staff for making that happen. Very important. And for the information for the board, the interim superintendent has done a phenomenal job carrying forth some requests from our gateway communities. Kind of a small thing, but just a measure of what he's been doing. If all goes to plan, Yosemite National Park will be the first national park in the United States to have a fully digital access pass. So you can actually just go up and use your phone in order to get through the park entry fee, which is great. It's a small thing. I mean, it's 2025. You would think this would have been something we had in place years ago, but through the efforts and the leadership of Ray, he's going to be the first in line. So hopefully he will be selected during the application process. Everybody in all the gateway communities seems very supportive, as indicated by this letter of support. So thank you to the board.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment on this item?
None online.
Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for action.
Move to approve.
We have a first and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor McCauley.
Yes.
Supervisor Rogers.
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras.
Aye.
Chair Gonzalez.
Yes,
Vote passes 4-0.
thank you. Supervisor and staff reports. I'll start with Supervisor Rogers.
Yes, I have the RHA this week on Thursday, and then I'll be off on a little vacation.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Supervisor McCauley.
Yeah, I need to report out on the use of discretionary funds. We were able to provide the Eastern Madera County Foundation with a check for $9,000 in order to start a Eastern Madera County Builders Association. So far, we've got some great buy-in. We've had a number of different meetings. Funds will largely be used to help develop a website, as well as some marketing materials, really just to get the organization off the ground. But the ultimate goal is to have our builders and contractors in the eastern portion of the county working very closely with county staff, in order to make sure that we keep our fees low for builders, and we're working with them as closely as possible to get their applications and everything processed so we can keep them working.
Thank you. I have nothing to report. Supervisor Poitras.
I have nothing to report.
CAO Varney.
I just wanted to reiterate the thanks to the clerk of the board's office for getting these items on the agenda. The importance of 6E was that your next board meeting is on the 5th of August, and that grant is due on the 6th of August. So that wouldn't have given staff time to complete that. So thank you to the clerk of the board. That's all I have to report.
Thank you. County Council.
No report, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Madam Clerk,
Nothing to report, and you are welcome. It's our pleasure.
do we have any staff? Seeing none, we will stand adjourned. Next meeting is August 5th. Thank you very much, everyone.